We started probably 3 years ago, and we had very traditional singular cell desks, chairs, tidy tray, and so the kids were very much locked into where they were sort of sat at the positioning of a teacher. We'd just been given iPads, and we were asked the question of what's stopping you from using them fully. We said the kids can't move, they can't collaborate.
We started off with a few meetings with the architect and talking with the teachers around what spaces they use, what type of learning the children are involved in, and we sort of mapped out different areas with that.
We were approached by Dr. Julia Atkins.
I think she sort of said to us, think outside. If it was your dream classroom, what would it be? What would it look like? So it all...
No expense, don't worry about it, just, we then gave it to the kids and said, if you were able to have your ideal classroom, what are the types of things that you'd like?
It really is about providing flexibility to the children so that they can learn the best. So it helps teachers as well because you have the flexibility with your furniture to move it very quickly to suit your needs. But for students, when you look at them in the classrooms, some students learn best laying on their belly on the floor, while other ones are over there rocking on the chair, and others are sitting in a conventional student-teacher desk type situation.
Movement for them was a really big thing because they weren't used to that idea, so having to say to them, well, you can actually take that from this space to here if that's what you want. I think now they've sort of all found their own sort of thing that they prefer.
A statement that came from Julia Atkins is that through choice comes responsibility, so they need to be choosing places that are best for them. And I mean, the kids, sometimes they don't get it right, and sometimes we do have to say, no, you're going to work best here under our direction or our supervision.
It wasn't an easy transition for them necessarily to come straight through. They had to have a little bit of drilling as to what responsibility was, how we not hide in corners or we not hide somewhere else.
Because they're used to being, sit here, do this, I've got my own. And there are a couple of others that prefer that method as well. We get feedback from the kids.
And feedback from the kids. There are some kids that don't like it. They're quite excited or happy to go back to a traditional classroom.
Because they know that we report on their behaviour, and their behaviour might not be so great, so they think we're in a traditional classroom,
and
we're reined in.
Yeah, also even admitted that they find it hard to make the right choices, and they don't like being given the responsibility of making the right choices.
I think in terms of behaviour management, we've had a lot less problems because they're able to choose what they want to do and not necessarily sitting in this position. I mean, there's still management that needs to take place.
It's been a very positive growth time, I think, for the children. They now have greater ownership over their own learning. They're more self-directed, have greater independence. The flexible learning helps support them to achieve that. While students still might need scaffolding from the teacher, the teacher's still right there and you can still achieve that very easily.
In terms of teaching partners and working together, it's a lot more collaboration for us, not so isolated. You need to be on the same sort of page. But we've found within our teams that that's worked really well. Certainly last year when the three of us had gone through from a planning stage, that was a really simple transition.
I think it worked really well actually. We kind of play to our strengths and what we teach and things like that, and then if we start a lesson, it might be one teacher's teaching everybody, and then we can break off into little groups and help to support the children in the way that they need as well. So we can use the little rooms to be able to do that, to differentiate as opposed to their needs.
That also came from feedback from the kids in grade 4, because I know they were consulted about this space, and some of the feedback they gave was, sometimes we'd all be delivering the same content, but if, say, Chris's class had done a really fun activity before my class, they might go out at lunchtime and spoil it. Oh, Mrs. Peters dressed up as a judge. So Mrs. Davis is going to be doing it at some stage this week. So, and I think the nice thing is that they're all getting the same instruction, the same direction. They're all receiving the content at the same time.
And that has been the feedback from the kids.
Yeah.
It's been a good process to go through. It's been very interesting. I do think your teams need to be well put together. I think it has the potential to not work well. But in saying that, the girls that we've had in there so far have been so committed to it, they've gone above and beyond to make sure that it's worked. There has to be that basic understanding of what the philosophy of the flexible learning is and how it works. And if the teachers are not on board with that, then they're not the ones to be in the classroom.